There's one thing in my life that's missing, is the time that I spend alone, gazing at the beautiful clear water and the boats, and it's time for a cool change. I know that it's time for a cool change. We can't see. The froster is, I got it in the car, and I was the last one to use the car. Alright, it's green. The air conditioner was on. And because I don't know, I mean, after, the heat, when the heat warms up, it's good. I mean, once we can get it going. But, I don't know, I just need to cool off. Not all of my shows are winners. Right now, here's the situation. My head is straight up out of this little hole here. So I'm driving down the road, and I'm also conscientious of the sound. I guess some people said that they couldn't hear us. Well, I mean that would definitely suck. Wasting all this time, doing this kind of a show. And yes, I'm quite aware of the topic here. But hold on. Alright, I gotta make sure I'm looking at the buttons here. Alright, let's turn it up a little bit here. We can see something. Yes, I mean, it's just like a thing here. I had the air conditioner on yesterday, and I get in, and now it's it's cold. It's cold again. But we have Valentine's Day for all the hotness people out there. Can you feel me? Hotness. We still got Jay Giles in here. Baby! Alright, my point is, and this is what I'm gathering. Alright, I can lower that a little bit. I can see halfway decent. But my point is, within the last couple days, I got rid of 100 likes, like pages and all that, because I was definitely aware of everything that's going on here. I understand. I follow everything. I watch all the talks, everything they give us on here. The important stuff. Especially the hot topic issues and all that kind of stuff. And Bill Maher says something about the movement here, and I'm gonna come in straight. I'm a straight shooter. I'm up front, and I respect women 100%. Whether you believe me or not, that's your prerogative. But here's the deal, with all this stuff. I mean, it's definitely gotten pretty weird, with the news. Because as you know, I did a show here for a while, and I often I usually was at 11 o'clock. I'd watch a little bit of The View to help me out, sort out some things, and I mean, to me, it just seems alright. I know a lot of people in the news media and everything like that are very. Let's be honest. Do you want to be honest or Yes, calm down, man, please. Calm down, Kramer. You'll be able to see. There'll be a shining moment and all that kind of stuff. Tell us, man, tell us. We're listening, But the sound, Twinkles, Johnny can't hear us. Hey, maybe he can. Johnny? Johnny, can you hear us? Mate! Hey, Johnny! Yes, mate. Yes, I can hear pretty good here today. It's just you weren't in front of the camera yesterday. We're not busting, Johnny. We're not busting. All right. But the thing is, you know, I mean, the news has just turned into this huge, like venting, you know. I mean, people that are in, people that's, we're in in the area of psychology and, I don't know, mental health and all that kind of stuff, mental health services, human services, anything that deals with, like, comforting and consoling one another. It's just, it was like November 8th, 2016, we had an election. And here it is, like February 13th, the Valentine's Day Eve. Tomorrow's the 14th, Wednesday. But today, we don't want to get paid, we want to take one day at a time. Excuse me. The thing is to better yourselves, better, as, Mrs. Sanders says, I forget her first name, she's the press secretary. Sanders, is Sandra? I don't know. But she's like, yeah, we got a lot of mistakes there, and rightfully so, I don't know how they were able to manage it for the year and couple months, that they've been able to do it. They definitely get no help. They gotta, every day, go over every little word, every little thing that was said. My point is, let's say Trump and Melania were doing like a portrait. Think about this. Just think about this. Or just say today. They're doing a portrait, and all of a sudden, Trump was doing a speech, and he's like, "Hey, what do you think about Melania? What do you think about didn't the painter capture all the hotness?" And it'd be like, wow, John Lemon, Rachel Meadows, Whoopi, Joy, everybody, both of the Joys, joy to the world, to the deep blue fishes, and sea. Be like, what? I like you, baby. Don't be cruel. Tell me, what you gonna do? Alright, let me try to get to my dreams here now that, we did take care of one problem. But people want more, they expect more out of you. Hey, and you got to, and I got to serve, and I got to do my best, to, fix, the problem, make it a comfortable experience, But, all that stuff is kind of a distraction, the thing is, were you able to hear it? I was, and I don't have the best, computer there is. But on my computer, I was able to hear the sound. Wasn't, compared to, what I was working with, I don't know, the beginning of the month, some major improvements there. But I'm supposed to get to a story here, like a story. But now I'm kind of hesitant about it. But I might. Having some friends come over, getting some support, knowing that I'm doing this, out of love, not out of hate, they know me. And yes, as a performer, I don't know, is it wrong to, to talk to somebody before you go on stage? But anyways, Twinkles, you're hot. Yes. I'm hot. Yes. Open my water for me. Yes, sir. You're gonna do this? Well, yes. We're just gonna do 2 videos here today, and I don't know what kind of CDs we have in there. I'm looking at the timer. All right, we're almost up there, 10 minutes. It was, I remember at this one, alright, the funerals. Now here's the deal. I was like 12 years old, and up until that point, my mom and dad, they excused me from a lot of funerals. You know, I had like a little problem like at funerals. I just didn't like this. I didn't like that to be the last memory. I didn't like to like, and I'll tell you why. I was like 12, and I went to this funeral. It was a relative of ours. He was young, very young, and I remember the my mom getting the phone call, because how the Italian culture works. I mean, they'll call you like in the middle of the night, everything like that. And I knew something was wrong. The next day, watching the cartoons, and she tells me what happened, and I really liked. I mean, this is probably why a lot of things went wrong in my life, but I still, persevered. I still went on, did things. I'm just saying, like, looking back, because I remember, like, when I used to go to the picnics and everything, I just knew how much this gentleman liked me. Cousin. I can't even say cousin no more, like, but I'm going to. I mean, I started, a week ago. I said, I'll try my one cousin here. I mean, I know, all this political correctness and all this, division, just really took a toll on a lot of things and everything, I mean, my story was like, I wanted to help out and everything, but it just didn't happen. I went to everyone you could possibly imagine, like, not saying I'm going to give up. How is the audio? Yes.
I want to, that the guy that left me, or the girl that left me and broke my heart, I want her to go through some of the lessons I've had to go through. Like all these kinds of, spells where it's all about
tell me, baby, because I'm still in love with you. Tell me really, baby, cause I've known it for so long. So, I was like 12 years old, and just remember seeing so many like flowers and everything, like smelling them, like, I mean, like when you first walked in, because it was very popular, and I just seen so many, like, of the things that they send, like, I mean, just smell, that smell you get. And I experienced it, the other day. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm smelling those flowers and everything. It was like, I just, I was 12, and I got up to the thing, and I didn't know what to do. Like, everyone seemed like jubilant, like, like, in a way. I mean, sorta. And then, like, fast forwarded to, like, 5 years after that, I was at another funeral of somebody. It was his dad, and like a month before that funeral, like, his dad was in a wheelchair, and I was like, 16, 17, something like that, and he liked me, him and his dad and his son, they both liked me. I felt that, I felt that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like the news and everything like that. I mean, who they, their prerogative. Who they're loyal to and everything like that. All right, this is just me saying it. I could be imagining, I could be hallucinating, but I just remember, he said to me, he's like, do good, man. Do good in life. Don't sit around. Don't waste time. Get out there, do something, do it. Like, here I am, 16, whatever, 17. Because, he knew my dad at the time. He knew I was listening to Judas Priest and the heavy metal and all that. And, I don't know if it was before this conversation or after, I think, because I was hanging around with this one guy that I was loyal to, like a best friend and everything. And I'm not saying he made me take something, but I took something out of the basement, put it in the car, because it was like the rich relatives. You're up to the rich relative's house, they're loaded and everything, and they're not gonna miss this. But voila, they did. Like, there's like, where's my 8-track player? Where's this? Where? I didn't know. I was just following the crowd, fit in. You know, it was back then, you know, where, you know, you would just do anything for your friends and everything, anything like that. But the bottom line is, you know, he's like, you know, it's like, don't sit around, man, you know, do something. And I did, you know, I went to acting, I did that, I got up, you know, off my butt, you know, and did some stuff. But these funerals, man, there's just something with them. I can't look at it, like, you know, I mean, the open, you know, casket, however you want to say it. I don't want that to be my last memory, you know, or whatever. It's just, you know, I'm like that if I look at it like a squirrel in the road or a possum. It's just like, you know, it's just this thing. All right, we'll be back with the closer.